Covering the Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 241 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy, of course, and tonight I have with me Hunter.
Hey, what's going on? How are you all?
All right. Are you?
She's only introduced two of us yet, so you can't say it all.
Well, I mean,
He's helping.
now you're here. You've ruined everything.
He has? It's terrible. And of course we've got
What's
Lee.
going on? What's going on? Was I supposed to come in yet? Oh,
I'll get these boys under control one day. Lee, hello.
Hello, everyone.
And of course we have Darren.
what's up, internet?
Everybody okay? Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
We just covered that.
He didn't. He asked. What did he?
Yeah.
No, he asked us how we all were. We're all good.
We are.
We're tired after our clocks went forward, so we lost an hour's sleep at the weekend. But at least we're back on on sync with normal Florida time now, instead of going, oh crap, there's an hour less this week.
Yes. Even though I was talking with a friend, Chris. Hello, Chris. Dr. Evil.
Alright.
On Facebook, and we have kind of agreed that we do need to synchronise a lot of other things, because yesterday saying Happy Mother's Day to people
Yes.
scared a lot of Americans who thought that they'd missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But
Luckily, I learned that one a couple years ago.
yeah. So
Strange how these things don't sync up.
it's nothing to do with mothers, it's to do with your mother church.
Ah,
That's where it comes from.
something new every day.
You notice I waited until after the event to tell you, so I still got presents.
Yeah. I was going to say something there. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I probably would if I was you, dear. Right. Shall we get on with the show then?
Well, that's why we're here.
Right. Where are we going to start?
Oh.
I know. Why don't we pop over to Hunter? Because he visited the parks and rode Fallon. Hunter, tell us about it.
Okay. Wow, throwing me on the spot.
He's probably going to
so
say I didn't actually get on it in the end.
that didn't happen. So I show up, I get to the parks, and we walk on over there, and I'm like, where's that? What's going on? There's no tractor outside. It's really ugly what they've done. I can't believe it. Just kidding. It looks way better than it did. Anyway, so I show up, and there's like 3 team members outside. I'm like, oh, this probably isn't good. Show up, and then they're like, yep, the attraction has concluded its normal operating hours, or like for the day. It has concluded operation for the day. So when I showed up,
No, it's because they're in technical.
Yeah.
apparently it was running like 45 minutes earlier, and then I caught it like just a little bit after it was closed down. So
man.
That's the problem with
This
going
concludes
during
our
technical
broadcast day.
rehearsals, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Did I just say
So-
rehearsals? What
Yes,
the
you
hell's
did.
that
We just
word?
ignore you now.
I missed it. So just expect a super negative review, because I'm like, yo, you don't know who I am, and they still wouldn't let me pass. So when I do get a chance to review it, I'm gonna rip them a new one. So be excited. Keep an eye out for that. More seriously though, it's more reason to revisit the park sometime soon.
Yeah.
Maybe after it's officially open, so I don't bump into another instance like that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Oh, there you go. So
I'm
I've put it
so
in
glad that
in
you-
the show notes, and he didn't even get on it.
and I'm so glad we started the show on high.
Sorry.
Well, it can only go up from here.
I'm interested in checking it out. I'll definitely try to see it soon. It's just, unfortunately, I missed it by a little smidge of time, and
Yeah, as I say, that's the problem with it being in technical rehearsals.
Yeah.
They can't guarantee it's not going. You can't guarantee it being open all
No.
day. So
Yeah.
I expect they shut it down early, just because
They knew you were coming.
by the time I showed, yeah, they did. They're like, oh, you know how we can really add insult to injury? First, we won't follow him on Twitter, and then we'll block off the ride.
Do you know what? I know exactly what happened. They saw you come in, they followed you on all the CCTV, walking all the way down, coming through the turnstiles and coming down Production Central.
We got to
And
get
they
everybody off the ride.
Yeah, they
Hurry
just
up.
got,
We got to
just
close
got into
this.
Shrek. You just saw you walk past Shrek, and they said, quick, put the team members out the front. Tell them it's closed.
did any of them
Yeah, I
address
know.
you by name? Sorry, Hunter, it's closed tonight.
I mean, and they're just in there filing their nails like,
Dooba. But yes. So I
To
did
be
not
fair,
get
though, that's probably a more positive review than if he actually rode the ride. So
And that's
Yeah.
just why I'm really interested for you two to go and ride it to find out what you think of it.
Yeah, I'm definitely. At this point, I'm going in with as much of a blank slate as possible. I do think I don't understand the argument of, yeah, I went in there expecting nothing, so it's good. That doesn't mean that it's good. It just means you had no expectations.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a difference. So I'm going in there with an open mindset. We'll see what happens.
Now, no offense, but I'm looking forward to more when I go in to experience it.
Yeah, me too.
Understood. It's
It'll be
I
gone
think
by then.
You all, it's interesting for the locals because the locals, we have something to look forward to every year or whatever. As far as like the people that make it out here every 5 years or whatever, I feel like Fallon's going to be a footnote when you come and make your trip eventually.
I don't know, because I've already started looking at if we've already said realistically the next time we get out will be 2019.
Well, the earliest, won't it?
And there's
Sure, but then you've got Kong, you've got Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, New
You'll
Hulk,
have-
Volcano Bay, Fallon.
Well, New Hulk might be the biggest disappointment, but
But it's still something, yeah, but don't forget, it was closed when we came over in 2015, so we haven't had the chance to go on the Hulk since 2013 at this point.
sure. You'll have,
Don't think I wrote
hopefully,
it.
whatever is Dragon Challenge is replacing, you'll have either the construction to look at or something new.
Does that mean it'll be 10 years then since I rode it?
No, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay, right. Let's actually get something that hopefully we can talk about. Darren, why not tell us about the Wet and Wild land that's set for the hotels, please?
yes. The wait to find out what Universal Orlando are to do with the now defunct Wet and Wild plot is finally over. Universal has filed documents with the city showing that the plot of land will be developed for new hotel use. That's right.
Woo!
Amazing hotels with 4,000 rooms. We're getting up to like Vegas territory now, right?
Yeah. Well, I seem to remember, because I've listened to a few podcasts being talking about this. Sorry to butt in, Darren, but I seem to remember when I'm going to name drop, when we had our meet in 2013 when Russ Dagan came and did the presentation for Cabana Bay.
That's awesome.
I'm sure at that point he said they were aiming for 15,000 rooms on site.
I believe so.
And I think
So,
that
yeah.
4,000 there will take them up to, I think it's 10.
Wow. Yeah.
So 4,000 rooms on that property with the rumors of land instability means they're probably going to drain that lake, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we've heard
That's
that
been-
rumour
that's been
for a
rumored
long
for a long
time.
Fill it over and put it there. Yeah. Because I think it'd just be too dangerous to build something like really nice around it.
Yeah.
Because I spotted something on Twitter a couple of days ago, and I showed Lee. I took a screenshot of it 'cause it's Project 566. And the code name, this apparently was on the actual boundary survey. It's only part of the thing. And the code name for the former Wet and Wild
Oh,
land
yes.
is Dry and Tame. That really made me chuckle.
Nice.
It'll be interesting to see what they do hotel-wise there, because obviously
Dry and Tame is actually my shampoo of choice.
it's not
You
doing
want
a
to
very
take? I was
good
going to say you
job.
want to take it back for a refund.
Because obviously they've been very highly themed, the actual on-site properties, but with this one sort of being on International Drive, they've got to aim at that International Drive market, so it's got to be fairly cheap. But how to
True.
get it to stand out amongst what's already on there and make people want to stay on-site, but not on-site?
It's
Right.
Well, how you appeal to that is just give them benefits that they would find on from one of the on-property hotels.
Yeah.
That's
guess
about
we're gonna
all they
have-
can do.
Yeah, constant 24-hour transportation to and from the parks complexes over there. So
Because I think I've seen on one of the posts about it as well that it's going to have 3 parking garages.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah,
So
They
are
want-
they going to be doing a park and ride scheme?
And they'll
Type
have
You
thing.
can
to.
promote it as walking distance to Volcano Bay.
True.
That's your appeal. That's your Volcano Bay water park or hotel. Excuse me.
When you used to go down before, Darren, didn't you used to? Was it the Holiday Inn you used to stay at, which isn't a kick in the ass away from there, is
That's
it?
just the corner, isn't it?
right. Well, yeah, it's down the street a ways.
Is it?
I mean that's a significant walk, I would say.
But then
It's not crazy, but I would say you'd probably be much better off doing busing or something like that.
But I know. Do you remember when it must have been after the meet in 2015? Because Chris Izell walked it because we passed him going back to our hotel.
Yes.
So
Chris
it's
Chris Izell can walk.
All right.
Yeah, Chris is hardcore, man.
Exactly. Don't take him as your standard person. He is bionic.
Awesome.
But technically it is within walking distance.
Yeah, technically, if you're Lee, and then you want to walk all that distance and then walk through the parks all day and then walk all the way back, sure, go right ahead. But I would just take the free bus that they're definitely going to have. I could also see the property being mixed there as well, as far as like more budget rooms and then more expensive rooms as well. If you're going to have 4,000, you have a lot of room there to do different things. I definitely see like family suites as well.
Yes, I was just going to say, I think you'll see a lot of family suites because that's what that iDrive market's aimed at very much, is families coming over. So yeah, I think you're right there.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if you see themed rooms. They try to attract family markets.
Yes.
How much cheaper can they possibly go with these hotel rooms? Isn't Cabana Bay like on average $129 a night? I don't know. I don't look too often.
I would say probably like more like 150, 160.
150, 160. So they could, are they really going to try to hit that $80, $90, $100 ticket or hotel stay per night?
I think
to fill 4,000 rooms, I think they have to.
Yeah, I think the one we stay at normally, I think the rack rate for that, and bearing in mind we're in like a big double bedroom thing with a big
apartment, aren't we?
Yeah. I think they go for 129 or 119, something like that.
Really?
So that, that's what they've got to be aiming at, around between that sort of 120 marker, I think.
We get
gotcha.
That. It's a nice place for that.
I don't think until they build their next, whatever you want to call it, deluxe or main hotel resort thing, whatever, that we'll see another one that incorporates like the free express pass and stuff. I think this is going to be very, very bare bones, and just to say you're staying on property, you're staying at a Universal hotel, you're not going to get a lot of that extra stuff. I think people should, at least until we get more information, maybe they should temper the expectations a little bit, because I think this is going to be just very basic.
Oh, it is. I don't think there's any doubt. But I mean, you talk about building a deluxe there. I don't see where they're going to. There's no room at the resort to be able to do it. They're literally, I would say, Aventura is the last tiny little plot they've got to put anything around the parks as it is. I don't see where there's anywhere around there that they're going to build a real high-end hotel.
I'd like to see a super deluxe hotel.
In the parks.
Where you literally don't have to lift a finger. And you are carried down to a golf cart and driven to wherever you want to be. But
I really enjoyed that movie when it was called Wall-E.
You don't go into the park with the riffraff. The park's private.
With the riffraff?
Yes, us.
Wow.
That's us, exactly.
All over the whole Wet n Wild property, you could put like a 3-floor motel, you know, like standard Florida motel, and then in the middle a giant tower, and that will be the deluxe resort in the middle, so you can look down on everyone.
With the big eye of Sauron on the top.
Oh.
Exactly.
You get to ride 3 attractions for 3 hours for $130
with helicopter access to the parks.
That would be cool.
Or a coaster. Direct.
Lands on Men in Black. There you go. Yeah.
There you go, Hunter. You wanted Rip Ride Rocket to be bigger than it is. That's what they're going to do. Extend it out over iDrive.
Be better than the actual ride.
Behave yourself.
Do you think they would make drones big enough to carry people?
Yeah, they're called aeroplanes.
Can you fly an aeroplane by yourself,
Well,
dear?
no.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
can't fly a drone by myself either.
Have you tried?
We should just make a bullet train. It's a 2-second trip.
Yeah.
Florida finally gets its bullet train.
Giant slingshot.
There we go.
You mean like the ones outside of Old Town?
No, it's just the one that's on the corner at Magical Midway.
But they're just, or like a catapult type one.
Yeah.
That'd be a capacity nightmare. You put like 2 people in there.
Yeah.
Talk about being above all the riffraff.
Absolutely. There's just a big trampoline wall at the entrance to the parks that you've you into.
Yeah, hopefully you hit it.
And if you don't, there's a Target next door.
Oh, right. I think we better move on.
Yes, please.
All right. Not too far away from that. We're going to talk about Volcano Bay.
We're getting very close.
We are. So
we're about 2 weeks behind everybody else because everyone else is talking about the menus, but we'll save that for next time. We haven't talked about this yet.
No. So
but we still don't know how much it costs.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, for your listening pleasure, I have the story of the creation of Volcano Bay. And I'm pretty sure Lee only ever gives me this stuff to see me stumble over the spellings, even though you have put the phonetics in for me.
I haven't
you
put
haven't,
the phonetics in for
I
you.
know, you've cut and pasted.
That was Universal. You
You're
can
a
thank
very
the
good
guys
journalist.
at Universal.
Thank you, Universal.
And say, if Lee did the phonetics, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, how
Look
can
at
I
our
put the
phonics.
phonetics in? I don't know what the...
Anunnaki. Anunnaki.
So it all began with the fiery god, Krakatoa.
See? Krakatoa.
So we've even got sound effects. Though his wrath and fury dominated the land, he couldn't contain the adventurous spirit of his daughter, Tainui. She fell in love with a native youth named Carla. Or Kala. Or Carla.
Yeah.
However you...
Kala.
And when her fiercely protective father learned of the romance, he flew into a rage. He balanced... I'm even making words up now. Just like they were. He banished Carla forever to the sky, where he became the moon. Oh, so he's the man in the moon. Overcome with grief, Tainui's tears became the sea. Krakatoa then realised he had only succeeded in destroying what mattered most to him, his daughter's happiness. Oh, sad. Determined to reunite the young lovers, he reached into the earth and pulled it to the sky, creating the volcano of Volcano Bay.
Ah.
Krakatoa trapped the remains of his anger and jealousy in the form of the fire spirit Vol, who he imprisoned deep within the volcano. Vol.
Yeah.
So I did there. Yeah. This is how the sky, sea and earth united to form the paradise of Volcano Bay.
Very interesting.
And the legend of Volcano Bay's inhabitants, the Waturi.
Oh, wait until you get down the bottom here.
So, before they came to Volcano Bay, the Waturi traversed the ocean in outrigger canoes in search of a new home. According to the legend, a mystical fish named Kunuku was destined to guide them.
Were you going to say designed there?
Destined, I was actually going to say, but there you go, show me up. Their voyages took them to the far corners of the South Pacific, and wherever they went, the Waturi embraced the customs, music, and art of the many people they encountered. Oh, life lesson there. But
I
alas,
think those are Vikings.
but alas, nowhere did they find Kunuku. On and on they searched until they came to the very edge of the world. Is that when it was flat?
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah. And it was there that they found Kunuku playing in the waves. Within a day, Kunuku and the winds of fortune led the travellers to the shores of Volcano Bay. The Waturi knew that, at long last, they'd found home. Oh.
Moana, it's time you knew. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite sweet. Shut up.
What do we think of that backstory?
I think it's nice to have a backstory.
I wonder if it's going to be anywhere in the park itself. Like, if you're going to know that, or whether it's just you're only going to know it because you've read that.
I think it'll be there, like, if you choose to, like, read the little boards by the attractions and that kind of thing.
Mm. I'm sure I've heard that the fire spirit Vol is something that's going to interact with the Tapu Tapu, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
So that could be interesting.
Can you anger Vol?
I don't know, but I've heard.
Lava spew out of Tapu
I might have
Tapu
made
if
this
you
up,
miss
but
it.
it might be a character. I'm not even listening. It might be
Never
a
do.
character like the Mystic Fountain.
Is that what the rumbling is going to be? Is that how you're going to get told? That it's time to go to wherever you're going? Because it's going to rumble like a volcano about to erupt.
No.
See, I'm not even listening to you. I'm just talking to myself. I know. No. It is. I'm going to make that canon now. I've said it. It's true.
What?
If it's got a rumble packing little...
I don't know whether it
Strappy
will have,
thing.
will it? I
to
suppose it
warn
must
you.
have.
I think probably.
That's your volcano rumbling
That's
before
pretty
it
standard.
erupts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see?
because it's got a screen on it, you might not necessarily see it, whereas if it's vibrating, then you're more likely
Well,
to see
Yeah,
it.
also
but it'll be
don't-
the one thing that's broken more than anything
Yeah.
when you receive.
Because they're not waterproof.
Can I also
Yeah.
point
Oh,
out,
sorry, we didn't think of that.
just also want to point out that it probably will have a rumble pack in it because not everybody can see.
I'm really disappointed the icon for this park isn't Kanye West as a gay fish.
Why?
That might be an American thing, actually. Darren
it
Darren
might
knows
be.
what's going on.
I have
Yes.
no idea what's going
It's
on.
a really old South Park joke.
All right.
Fish sticks.
Okay.
I stopped watching South
Signature
Park
dish,
15
fish
years ago.
sticks.
Anything Kanye West, I just walk away from anywhere.
He's a tool.
On that note, let's hear from Seth for little things.
Hi, everyone. This is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides in Orlando Weekly, back with the last look at all the little things around Universal Orlando for March of 2017. We're going to start with some tidbits from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, starting with some good news and bad news from the Forbidden Journey ride at Islands of Adventure. Universal Studios Hollywood recently announced that the sister attraction for Forbidden Journey out on the West Coast was recently upgraded with 120 frames per second projections. Now, they haven't yet announced any similar upgrade for the Orlando version. However, I can report that the projectors in Orlando's Forbidden Journey do seem brighter and sharper in recent weeks than in the past. The bad news is that the Whomping Willow has not been whomping recently. The large arm has been fixed in place. I'm not sure exactly what the technical reason for this is, but hopefully it will be repaired soon. Also in the Wizarding World, I have some bad news for people like me who are big fans of hot butterbeer. Hot butterbeer is a seasonal item, and sadly, now that the weather is getting warmer, it is out of season and no longer available at Universal Orlando. You're going to have to wait until next winter to get your hot butterbeer fix.
In other words, we're never going to
Lastly,
get to
if
have
you
it
want
again.
to show everyone what a big Harry Potter fan you are with your cell phone, the U-Design customizable phone cases that are found in several locations, including Men in Black and the store near the front of Islands of Adventure, now offer Harry Potter themes. So you can get them customized with your name and let everyone know what house you belong to from looking at your iPhone. Moving on to some Fast and Furious news. They're doing paint testing on the Fast and Furious show building. It's a gigantic warehouse that's clearly visible from across the lagoon, and they are trying some aging effects. Looks like weathered brick and some broken windows, hopefully to make that ginormous building blend in a little better with the San Francisco facades behind it. While they're working on that new attraction, you can now find a display of cars used in the new Fast and Furious 8 film, also known as Fate of the Furious, located in front of the future Fast and Furious ride in the San Francisco area. Elsewhere in Universal Studios, the Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon ride, is still in soft opening, or technical rehearsals, as Universal likes to call it, but it is now accepting express passes, as well as using the virtual queue system. So you have a chance to check that out before the ride officially opens in early April. And right around the corner in New York, Doc's Candy Store has finally come out from behind construction walls and has been converted into an Auntie Anne's pretzel store. Woohoo! So if getting pretzels in Marvel at Islands of Adventure and City Walk wasn't enough for you, you can now get your Auntie Anne's pretzels in New York at Universal Studios Florida. Finally, over at Sapphire Falls Hotel, the water wheel, which is a prominent feature near between the pool and the boat dock, has finally begun turning. When the hotel first opened, the water wheel was fixed in place, and it was one of the few deficiencies to the theming that I noted. I'm happy to see that they have fixed this, and the water wheel is now turning with the flow of water. Makes for a much nicer visual. That's all for this week. I'll see you in another couple weeks with more All the Little Things from around Universal Orlando. Until then, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides and Orlando Weekly signing off.
So basically, they've took the motor out of the Whomping Willow and stuck it in the water wheel at Sapphire Falls. No,
Makes sense.
So have we now got a Disco Willow?
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. You beat me to it. So in a month's time, that water wheel won't be working again, and the Whomping Willow will be working again.
The worst part about the Whomping Willow room is without that sense of motion, it is you. That's the room that is most apparent. You're just in a big empty warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is the theming is very, very minimal in that room as a whole. And if you're not looking at the arm, then it really takes you out if you start looking at the elements around that, because you're going from these super like themed environment of the Forbidden Forest into that. It's like, okay, that's where the budget ended.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, your focus is on the Whomping Willow at that point, and if it's not Whomping, then it's kind of like,
It's just a willow.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just standing there. It's a tree.
Can they not just get a giant elastic band and just put it round the motor and the water, in the water wheel, and then attach it to the Whomping Willow? There's one's going
I
round.
don't think so.
I
I do find it strange.
It goes with
The
the
long
theme,
elastic band.
It goes with the theming of steampunk.
I do find it strange that the signature attraction at that resort has things like this that aren't working. You would think the areas that get the most amount of traffic in both of those parks of the Wizarding World areas, surely they're the ones that you keep on top of as much as you physically can.
If Disney can do it,
Expedition Everestly.
That's a completely different story, though, isn't it? We know the deal behind that. They've literally got to take that attraction
that is the
down.
only for a lot of people. That's the attraction they go to Animal Kingdom to see.
Yeah.
At Forbidden Journeys, the reason they're going to Islands of Adventure. Same. I mean, sure. The Yeti's a little bit more noticeable because that's the big effect.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Whomping Willow and Forbidden Journey, that's the big attraction. People are coming from all over the world to see.
Mhm.
I agree with you in the sense of it's really disappointing that your top tier attraction isn't running at full, capacity at any given point.
Especially considering it was only down for a refurb, 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Maybe they messed it up then.
Is the soul sucking scene working again?
I don't know. You were there at the weekend. I haven't
didn't
been
go
for
down,
2
so.
years. A terrible host that haven't been to the parks we're talking about for 18 months at this point.
Should we address hot butterbeer?
I mean, no one was paying $6.99 for it anyways.
I was.
Right, I have a bit of a problem here. It's a seasonal drink. Does that mean that all the Starbucks are going to be closed as well then? 'Cause that's a hot drink.
People drink coffee, though. I think that's a little bit of a different one, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a hot drink.
They've obviously done... The reason they've obviously gone in and made it seasonal is, they'll be watching how many units are sold, and it's obviously not selling as well as the others, so why
Tastes
put
like
it...
cardboard?
It's fantastic, shut up.
Bloody awful. You
Hunter,
got no
back me
taste
up,
in it.
dude.
Oh, it's awesome. It's great.
Thank you.
What
So-
do you two know?
We know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you gave me the option, if you're like, hey, get a theme park something, get a theme park treat, no matter how hot it is outside, hot butterbeer is the way to go because it's the authentic butterbeer.
Absolutely.
Hot
It's
pumpkin
not
juice
that
you should
7-Eleven slushy stuff.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't mention, Seth didn't mention it, but they did put microwaves out for you, though. So you can get a frozen or regular butterbeer and
Just
go
warm it
ahead and
up.
just heat that right up. Yeah.
Just leave it out in the sun for a couple of
Leave it
hours.
out.
Yeah.
Leave it on top of a trash can outside of Gringotts. Come back. You have a nice, refreshing beverage.
Because hot butterbeer is garbage.
Oh,
Yep.
what am
Yep.
I surrounded by?
It's a 50-50 split.
I think I really do think it just tastes like cardboard.
No, it's
Thank you
fantastic.
very much. Darren and I are right, so just shut up.
Well, it's my favourite butterbeer.
You know nothing.
However, for you cardboard aficionados, boy, do I have a drink for you. Bertie Botts every flavor hot beverage.
Oh, that would be
That would be
interesting. That if
scary.
it was
God.
it just happened, just take a random. This is what you get. It just comes out.
Do they not technically have that in Epcot?
No, because you know what you're
Marinated
getting over there.
sock.
Yeah, you don't when you go to your kids. Here, taste this one.
However,
It's our
every
favourite.
drink you get from this Harry Potter location is Beverly. Just everyone's really disappointed all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I got meat.
Alas,
Ah,
Is that not
it
great?
tastes like fish sticks.
Yeah, I guess that would just be like gravy. That's not bad, actually.
No, I would be too upset with that. I want a drink where every mouthful is a different flavour.
how are you going to do
Ooh.
that? It's not bloody.
Actually, you can do that because you have different taste buds. There are different tastes that will change. There's an experiment somewhere that makes onion taste like apple.
What?
Yeah, I'll do it to you.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Do you guys have these overseas? Do you guys have grapples?
No, what is it?
Sounds like something
It's
out of
an
chowder.
apple. It's an apple that has been genetically modified to taste like a grape.
What?
Oh, we have grapes that taste like what are they?
Bananas. They're
No,
called
no.
Oh,
grananas.
we have the cotton candy ones.
Yeah,
I've seen
we
those.
get cotton candy grapes, and we also
What?
get strawberry flavored grapes.
Yeah, it's some Jurassic Park level stuff that's going on, man.
If you want to eat a strawberry,
Eat a strawberry.
If you want to have a grape, have a grape. But why would you want to
I
have
know.
a grape that tastes like a strawberry?
Oh, yeah,
Texture.
and there's
I don't know.
watermelon grape as well.
Possibly.
Yeah, watermelon grapes as well. Now, if they could do something like hamburger flavored grapes, can you imagine how much fruit kids would eat?
Yeah,
That's what they should be genetically engineering.
I'd eat them.
Pizza grapes.
Yeah,
If you go
there
to
you go.
McDonald's and you I'll have the pot of fruit.
Potter fruit.
Shut up.
What?
Oh, you said it.
Why do these grapes taste like teenage kids' anxiety? McDonald's grapes. Nope.
Right, before we get any sillier again. I'm sure we will get silly.
We're not the ones
again.
that got silly. It's the bloody geneticists.
True. Right, let's talk about these 5 tips on how to maximise your Universal Orlando trip. Shall we? Now, number 1 is obviously actually get a bloody trip booked, Lee.
Have money.
Well, this was
Yeah, that's
post-
a good tip.
a blog post, wasn't it, that Universal put out?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see what everyone thought
So,
about
yeah.
these amazing tips from Universal of how to maximise your time.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 1 says arrive at least 1 day ahead. Well, I can't arrive
Okay.
at least a day
Thanks for the
behind.
convenience. I'm sure everyone has a convenience to
Yes.
get there. Day.
So depending on where you're flying or driving in from, always try to arrive at least 1 day ahead. That way you give yourself time to acclimatise, catch up on sleep, and keep you at your very best for when it's time to hit the parks.
Bollocks to that. We come off the plane, dump the bags and go.
No, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't. We've never done that.
Virtually.
We've never done that. We've never actually done a theme park on the day we arrive.
Well, we went for dinner on the day we arrived at City Walk.
Yeah, and we spent about 4 hours
If we
there.
could have got in the park, we would have done.
It says it also allows you to adjust. Did you say bollocks?
I did.
It also allows you to adjust to the time zone change if there is one. It bloody doesn't. 1 day is not enough time. It took me a week last time.
Just get over and you have to come home.
If your flight arrives late at night, I highly recommend, I don't know who this person is, by the way, they highly recommend giving yourself a buffer day.
Hang on.
What?
Don't forget, they're probably writing for the majority of this is Americans flying
Doesn't say that. It says wherever you're flying
across
from.
state.
Anyway, give yourself a buffer day the next day before going to the parks as well. The more
Yeah.
time for adjustment and to relax, the better. After all, you're on vacation. I'm sorry, but you do not vacation in Orlando like that. If you're doing
No.
that way, you're doing it wrong.
What is their tagline? Vacation like you mean it.
Yeah, that's not
Thank you.
vacationing like you mean
No,
it.
no. You can sleep on the way home.
Oh, and you're dead. Sleep. This is why they need more shows in that park so you can go to sleep while you're in there. Oh, seriously, the first time we went over wasn't Universal. This is why I complained. This is what Disney does. But oh, it should save this for next week,
Carousel of
actually.
Progress.
All right.
Ellen's Energy Adventure. It's a 45-minute
yeah.
attraction. I saw 42 minutes. Oh, no, sorry. I saw
So
3 minutes of it.
and slept through 42. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carousel
Yeah,
of
but it's
Progress does
awesome
it
to
to
get
me.
in there and just lay out.
I've sat in the Carousel of Progress next to Jonathan Hopkins and the pair of us snoring most of the way through
Yep.
it.
Me and Jade pointed and laughing.
Now you've gone too far.
I was tired, lad.
Yeah.
But the carousel?
I was still tired.
He's
That
old.
gentle revolving motion, nice comfy seats and the slightly dark. Yeah, that's just prime sleep time for me.
So you all have all heard. If you're in the room with Lee, just revolve him very slowly, and he'll fall to sleep in your arms. You have a nice little Englishman to take home with you.
Yeah.
I
it nice?
rifled my money
I
out
went to
my pocket.
Universal and all I got was Lee Malaby.
That's a t-shirt.
And everyone knows if that happens, you can have the small bag of gold that he keeps in his pocket.
I wish.
Small bag of moths.
He's not Irish.
It's kind
I'm not a leprechaun.
It's
You'll
it's a
never
Lee-
get me Lucky Charms.
It's a Lee Malaby specific thing.
Just look for the single rain cloud.
Oh my god!
Hang on. Are we doing the roast already?
He's outside the lighthouse.
You do know everyone's fueling the fire for the roast.
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, dear, my nose was laughing there.
Yeah, handle that. I'll be sick that day.
Oh, I think
we should just do it without people knowing.
because we'll get Craig Lucas needs to be like the host.
Oh, good
Oh,
God.
God.
No.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I need
It's
to be
like
very
couldn't do the
drunk.
whole thing.
It's forming in my. Oh no,
I know
that's
it's
not
not-
a good idea.
I know it was my idea, but I might cry.
Oh no, I think it'll be fun. I
You
don't
might
care.
cry.
I get them.
In fact, that's going to be
Anyway.
my aim. Number 2. Stay on site at one of Universal Orlando's 5 hotels. Good tip.
Yep.
One of the best things about staying at one of the hotels is it gives you early access into the parks. It gives you one whole extra hour for exploring. Yes, it does.
Which Hunter knows that when he stayed at Sapphire Falls, you can get a lot accomplished in that first hour.
At the Portofino Bay, Hard Rock and Royal Pacific Resort, Universal Express access is included in your stay, which is another great benefit of staying on site. Absolutely agree. All of the hotels are also connected by water, shuttle, or walking path to the main gates of Universal Studio Florida. And we've done the water taxi and walking, and they are lovely routes, both of them. You can use a complimentary water taxi, shuttle service, or walking path. Really? I didn't know that. As transportation to the parks each day, so you don't have to worry about your car.
That's the point of that last bit, though.
Yeah, but...
So you don't have to worry about your car.
Well, I can't drive to the main bloody gates in my car anyway.
But you have to worry about paying $20 to park there every day.
It's cheaper. Isn't it cheaper to park at the parking garage than it is to park in the hotel?
No. Cabana Bay is cheaper. I don't know what Sapphire Falls is like.
But as we always say, if you can't afford for your entire stay to be on site, stay 1 maybe 2 nights and take advantage, because you get the passes for the day you check in to the day you check out.
Yeah, as long as you stay in one of the deluxe ones. I think
Yeah.
that, for me, that's the best tip, is stay on site.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like you say, you can get that hours early access into the parks, plus you've got your express. So if you just use those days and just go, right, we're going to get in early and we're just going to hammer out as much as we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you stay at the Royal Pacific and you're a Florida resident, you have the added benefit of not wanting to go back to your room, so you really get the most out of your vacation.
The Florida resident dungeon.
Yeah.
I never got to see it.
I know we should have gone and taken some photographs.
Yeah, we should have done.
Yeah. It was fun.
It's funny how we're still bringing it up 4 years later.
But I suppose
God, is it 4 years?
I bet Darren got more sleep than we did with little Miss Wrigglearse.
Oh my God, they
newspaper
overstarched
bed.
those sheets.
I don't know. I had mosquitoes the size of small dogs banging at the windows.
It literally was in the dungeon. You had Aunt Petunia banging on the ceiling.
There was a swamp outside my window, so
What?
it was beautiful.
Shut up, you dirty git.
I didn't say a word.
No, but you started laughing.
Just because I laughed. Darren, what's number 3?
Have a park map and plan out your day. You know, so many people don't do this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Before you arrive, have everyone check out the Universal Orlando website and blog to see which rides and attractions interest them the most. Once you have everyone's must-sees and must-dos, plan out a mini itinerary for the order of which rides you'll hit first, which park when, etc. If you're a big Harry Potter fan, I definitely recommend visiting the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, and Hogsmeade first thing in the morning. It'll be when they're the least busy, and the ride times will be shortest. And of course, that's when you're that's the 2 attractions where your pass won't work, for Fast Pass.
Yeah.
So. You can also download the unofficial. You can also download the unofficial Universal Orlando Resort app. No, in time. The official Universal Orlando Resort app for real-time attraction wait times as a guide to find your way around the parks, and Universal City Walk. I definitely recommend that because it has active wait times as well. So, includes a detailed interactive map that makes navigating around the parks even easier.
It's true. I think I said when we came over last time, we went into the parks one morning and there was a guy and a girl rocking up to the front of Universal Studios Florida, and I heard him turn to her and go, "Which park is it we're coming to now then?" And I was just like, what the hell? How the hell have you got this far in not knowing where you're going?
Haven't you seen the people at the they get all the way up to the turnstiles without a ticket at all?
No.
Like with their credit card out, like
Oh
ready
my
to buy a
God.
ticket at the turnstile? Yeah.
Oh, with the Disney ticket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Their Disney ticket.
Yeah. This is Hollywood Studios, no?
It's scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes I'm a little envious of these people that are so oblivious because they must sail through life without worrying about anything.
Exactly. Stress free.
They just
I
don't
don't-
look behind and see the wake of devastation that they've left behind them. Yeah.
I suppose like going into the parks, not having done research, it's all going to be so much more mind-blowing though.
That's true.
But yeah, you're going to miss it. Like I've said before that I used to work with a girl who went to Islands of Adventure and she never rode SpiderMan because she didn't know where it was.
How can you miss it?
I've said I don't think the entrance to that thing sticks out particularly
even
well. But
so-
even so,
It's
yeah.
literally Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that doesn't...
It's literally a giant Spider-Man.
Where
That
can
says
I
The
find
Amazing
this man,
Adventures of
Spider?
Spider-Man.
But that just underlines my biggest complaint. People don't look around.
People don't look up.
Nope.
People don't look down. People don't
Yeah,
look
but
left.
there were no arrows. Were there arrows pointing to it? Because
Big comedy ones.
It was a huge issue for people to find Diagon Alley
Yes.
the first year.
yeah,
It-
that's such a
it's-
bummer too.
It blows the mind.
It
Because
does
the first
totally...
the first couple of weeks it was so cool because the vendors outside would just be like, if you said anything about it, they'd be like, I don't know what, like, you know, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then just go on about their day and everything. And yeah, now they have people like with signs like pointing to it this way to
Not even
Diagon Alley.
themed costumes. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like regular Universal team members. Hey, get in here. Harry Potter's this way.
Idiots.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Where's
know.
Jurassic Park? There's only a big rock out front.
Hunter, what have you got for us?
I've got a piece of advice for you. Really want to get value out of your stay? Then maybe you should do what I don't do and eat your breakfast.
Yeah.
Start your day off right with a full belly. So I'm ready to go at any point. Eating before you hit the parks means less time searching for food once you arrive there in the morning.
Because there
Also-
isn't any until about 11 o'clock.
Cinnabon. That's where we ended up having
Very true.
breakfast.
Da, 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 da.
Yep.
Also, it gives you energy to start your day off right and puts everyone in a good mood. If you prefer to hit the parks first and like a later breakfast, there are several places in each.
Yeah.
There are
let's-
several
agree with
places
you.
in each park and Universal City Walk to grab an early morning bite. There is Starbucks in both parks
Blah.
Boo.
and in Universal City Walk that will have great breakfast snacks. Or you can swing by the Leaky Cauldron in Diagon Alley or the Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade for a full sit-down breakfast.
Yes.
Also, several edible grasses grow on property.
The pink
Things I learned
flowers.
beforehand. Yes.
Don't eat the purple ones, just eat the blue ones.
The water on River Adventure provides a nice, crisp, refreshing drink.
Yeah.
Chew
And
on
is
that
actually
for a
full of
bit.
electrolytes.
Is
We
that
don't
what
know
we're calling
why,
it now?
but it is.
Why are we floating in Gatorade? It's Adam Sandler's least favorite attraction. Visit Springfield, USA, and don't miss the Simpsons-themed food and drinks. The only place where you can grab a Homer-sized helping of donuts at Lard Lad
Well, for breakfast.
for breakfast.
Hey, you're on holiday. Anything
Yeah.
goes.
You're in America.
Yeah,
I'm not,
seriously,
unfortunately.
our biggest breakfast thing is donuts.
Yeah, why
Here.
can't you put bacon on it is my problem.
There are also other great spots throughout the parks to fill up before you start the fun. You can also start your day off right in an even more exciting way with a character breakfast. You'll dine on awesome characters like the Minions,
They taste
Tastes
like bananas.
Bananas.
You'll dine on an awesome breakfast buffet alongside the Minions and characters from Despicable. Wait, what?
Ooh,
It's
I've
one
got-
and the same, dude.
I've got an interesting
Um,
question here. Go on.
SpongeBob SquarePants and more.
Interesting, right? Because is Hop still part of the Superstar Parade, or has it been
Don't
replaced by the
think
Secret
so.
Life of Pets?
I thought it was replaced.
I thought it was
It's
replaced.
been replaced.
So then we did the superstar character breakfast in Cafe La Bamba when we were over in 2013,
So-
and it was Gru and the Minions, and then it was like the Pink Berets and Hop. So I wonder if they've replaced the Hop characters in there, because if not, then you've only got Gru and Minions.
Just all I went for.
It's going to be a little disconcerting if they do try to put the Secret Life of Pets characters in there. You want just these massive walk-around creatures? Like, what park would be crazy enough to put animals in suits and make them walk around? Especially if they were mice. That'd be awful.
Yeah.
Well, they're tiny.
They should have kept the one in Islands of Adventure. I think they
Oh, that was
pulled that
brilliant,
far
that
too
one.
quickly,
Yeah.
because how many kids would want to go and have breakfast with Spider-Man? And it was probably the best interaction we've had with
was-
any
It
character
was
ever.
amazing. There were the other characters. There was Cat
There
in the
was
Hat.
Cat in the Hat, Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Was it
No, I don't. The Grinch only comes
Grinch
out for the
wasn't there,
character
so one
breakfast.
thing too.
For the Christmas one.
Yeah.
Cat in the Hat. Somebody else.
Dora and Diego. I have to be careful how I say that because I usually mix
Were
them
Dora
up.
and Diego part of that?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think so.
I only remember Spider-Man, Cat in the Hat, and Thing 1 and Thing 2, because Thing 1 and Thing 2 were hilarious.
They were. Was that the time when they decided they liked Jade's eyebrows?
They just kept messing things up and blaming Raymond.
Well, that's what I do.
Anyway,
So,
I think they're missing a trick with character breakfast. You see how well Disney
Yeah.
do them, and
well,
don't understand why they
know.
don't
I
offer
didn't enjoy
two.
the one that we did.
whether you enjoy them or not, people go mental
Oh,
for
I
them,
know.
and they make proper coin.
They're badly planned. Let's serve you food and then do a parade.
Yeah, Ohana wasn't a great experience.
No. Anyway, moving on. Darren, what's number
You should go
5?
to Moana.
Still haven't even.
Number 5, snack and drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Drinking lots of water throughout the day is so important, especially when you're drinking a lot of alcohol. I mean, especially on a hot, sunny day.
Absolutely.
It'll keep you from getting too tired and cranky as well. If you're
Get-
sweating a lot,
Get them
you might
electrolytes.
Yes, you might even want to have some sports drinks to help replenish your electrolytes. It's what plants crave. To keep you energized, you have a couple of snacks to enjoy while waiting in line for a ride. There are plenty of refreshing options such as fruit cups, ice cream, and maybe even a famous universal turkey leg. Whatever floats your boat, they say.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone buy a fruit cup in those parks.
Actually, I have.
What, you've bought one or you've seen someone buy one?
No, I bought a fruit cup in the park. By Central Park in New York. Yeah.
Okay.
Seem to
Because when you go to
remember-
Universal, as much as I was at the time,
You get sick
yeah,
of burgers and stuff.
at some point you have to eat something
Yeah.
or you'll die.
I definitely had a fruit cup in Springfield in the food court. The first time I went out, I was good on my diet. I had
Fast
turkey.
Food Boulevard.
I had Fat Food Boulevard
Might as well be.
because I had
Yeah.
the turkey wrap and a fruit cup
I don't even remember you having that.
and a duff
And a duck,
just
yeah.
to keep it healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's,
Well, they
that's
counteract
good.
each other, so that's 0 calories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not really a tip, is it?
That's
It's
common
just common
sense.
sense, exactly.
But then again, no, people need to be told to drink water.
Especially, people that are not used to Florida.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as much as you're sweating, you need to drink a lot of water. And like I said, especially if you're drinking, especially during the day. You see people getting carted out all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it on several occasions. So you just need to be very careful.
Well, we drink plenty, and there's times when I can tell by how my lips feel that I'll be a little bit dehydrated. And we
Yeah,
drink
I remember
tons.
you can get a free cup of water at any of the restaurants or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, the
So-
quick service and
There's
stuff,
plenty
kind
of
but you
drinking
can't get
fountains
them
as
in the Coke freestyle machines.
No,
anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah, which is crazy, but whatever.
I heard it's coming back though.
All right.
Oh, good.
I remember reading somewhere on Twitter, and like if it's not back already, there are plans to bring it back by
Okay.
summer.
Funny, that
That's a
seems
good
to ring a
idea.
bell with me, actually. I think I've heard that somewhere.
Mm.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your 5 tips. The other tip is go and listen to episode 216, I think, is your complete guide to Universal Orlando Resort.
Something like that, wasn't it? Right. Should we have a little break and listen to Maureen with an autism at the park?
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, reporting from Universal Orlando Resort for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm outside the Terminator 2 3D attraction in Universal Studios. And this attraction is a classic here at Universal Studios. However, due to the intense nature of the attraction, parental discretion is advised. You're going to experience loud noises, strobe and fog effects, and sudden movements. Even your seating will move. And stationary seating is available for those who don't want to have their seat moved, and also for guests using the wheelchairs. Guests with service animals, it has enough floor space. However, the loud explosions, flame effects, and overhead water effects, fog effects, and performers are in close proximity to the audience, so you need to keep that in mind if you need to bring in your service animal. And also for those guests who may be sensitive to loud, sudden noises like my son, this is not a good experience for those guests. However, if you're a Terminator 2 3D fan, it's a great attraction, and I recommend it. And this has been Maureen Deal for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Universal Studios, Florida.
I love Terminator 2
Yes.
3D. It's the best 3D attraction on property in Orlando in the world.
Big words.
I do. I still think that sort of the old school 3D works better for me, at least, than the sort of SpiderMan Transformers. It gives you a better 3D
I
effect.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it comes out at you
Yeah.
as opposed to making the screen the endpoint and then going deeper.
Yeah, well,
Like
not even
the
like
other
that,
3D.
because there's the bit in Transformers where I can't remember which one it is that shoots the like bullety thing at you and it comes at you in slow motion. That, for me at least, that doesn't come out at you when it's supposed to.
Right. Oh, yeah, I agree.
Which is a shame, because that's what those attractions are all about, and I think
Yeah.
it's lost something now going over onto that digital 4K projection.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, thank you for that, Maureen. Right. We shall move on. And we'll go across to a segment that I particularly like. So I shall pass it over to myself for the vegetarian segment.
Veggie section!
Sauropod corner.
Right, so yes, I'm continuing the veggie section, focusing on the veggie options in the parks. Now, I'm remaining on City Walk again, and I'm looking at the Vegetal Fajitas, which is an Antojito's authentic Mexican food place.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, no, it just seems a bit clunky, that, doesn't it? Right, now we have eaten here, and it was a fantastic evening and
It
really good
was
food. And Lee was quite surprised that night.
Yes,
It was
anyway.
good. So with its live mariachi band, which was awesome, and vibrant atmosphere, Antojitos definitely gives guests an authentic Mexican experience.
It's a live or loud mariachi band.
Both live and loud.
Accurate.
Yes. Now the vegetal fajitas are as bright and colourful as the restaurant itself, and it's a very colourful restaurant. It consists of fire-grilled poblano, zucchini, or courgette for you Brits, yellow squash, corn, peppers, onions, and wild mushrooms. And it looks divine. It just looks like a big pan of hash, to be quite honest.
It does.
It's basically a ratatouille. It costs $15.95. And it actually looks like quite a big portion.
It does.
It looks delicious.
We can finally see it this week.
Yes, I left it in the show notes for everybody to
See it in the
see.
notes. Yes. And I'm hungry now.
Yes.
It does
So,
look good, actually.
It does. I would like to try that one when we go back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try it, let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's
You know,
going
do
to
great on that. Some nice marinated steak.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You see Darren when he goes out to eat at the parks. It's kind of like, do you remember when they like lower that cow into the raptor paddock? Darren sits down on the table. They're like, hoist it up.
Come on.
Wipe
I'm
its ass
waiting.
and slap it down on the plate.
Gross.
Taser it first so it's angry. Get the blood flowing.
Gross.
Indeed.
Right, Darren, would you like to tell us about the new youth program, please?
Yes, and the main reason why I am going to build some sort of a anti-aging machine or reverse aging machine so I can participate in this. Universal Orlando Youth Programs has launched the all-new Your Classroom in Motion, a STEAM app series. This inventive collection of educational programs uses the thrills of world-renowned theme park attractions to shape powerful and experimental learning experiences focused on science, technology, engineering, and the arts and mathematics. Using a tablet with software exclusive to groups participating in the program at Universal Orlando, students will experience hands-on learning lessons at top attractions within Universal Studios Florida and Universal's Islands of Adventure. They'll have the ability to make scientific observations, calculate speeds and vectors, and even build an entire ride motion profile. Each program is unique and contains content-rich classroom lesson plans, including career-focused videos from NBC Learn and exciting in-park applications. So Transformers rollout. Students learn about the engineering principles of the 6 degrees of freedom and analyze Transformers the Ride 3D to reconstruct the ride vehicle's motion sequences.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hollywood Rip Ride rocket science. Help us fix it, please. Students work in small groups to collect data and measure speed at different points along the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket roller coaster to visually prove the law of conservation of energy.
I need to do this program. It's awesome.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Control panel. Using engineering principles, students will determine vectors and estimate distances to maneuver the ride vehicles around Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Cool.
Yeah. Mummy Dig Site Detective focuses on scientific observation of Egyptian artistic elements and historical touches to investigate curious discoveries at the dig site and beneath the Revenge of Mummy attraction.
Awesome.
Jurassic Paleobotany. Finally, explore Jurassic Park for foliage from an era of the dinosaurs during using a digital map to collect photographic samples of Jurassic era plants.
How cool is that?
I know, it's
I
awesome,
can imagine
isn't it?
going out on a science trip from school to Universal and saying we're just gonna use all the rides and attractions to teach you science. We're like, brilliant.
Yeah. Oh man, they should really offer this to adults as well.
Well,
We'll
funny,
pay for this.
One of our listeners actually got in touch with us who is a teacher, and he is going out. He's taking some students out to experience this. So hopefully, Chris Screws, when he gets back, we might have him on the show to talk about it because I'm really interested in this. I think it sounds really cool.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
It does. It sounds awesome. It's it's a good way of getting kids want to go to theme parks, but not necessarily kids that aren't into theme parks might go along and go, oh my God, that place is awesome. We need to go more. And, it's sort of nurturing that theme park fan of the future.
And theme park designer of the future as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Might be sparking the next,
Mike
big
Aiello.
creator. So, yeah.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Right. I think that's going to do it for the show then. So thank you for joining us for episode 241.
Can't believe we're
241,
not
I
that far
know.
away from 250.
Oh, not that far away from our 6th birthday.
Our 6th birthday, as of recording this, is in... it's a week on Friday.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah, I'll celebrate like a week or two later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
When I started,
All right. That was
the important stuff.
7 episodes, so it's like about 3.5 months later.
There we go. Okay, that'll
Yeah.
be the big anniversary. Give you guys time to plan.
He's expecting presents, apparently.
Yeah.
No.
Balloons and
I want unlimited ice cream.
birthday clown.
Birthday clown. Yeah. Well, no. I mean, you guys can just come over and then it pays for itself.
That's what I meant,
I'll be your
birthday
birthday clown.
No, God. No, thank you.
No.
Not PG.
Right, before we do descend into chaos, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us, and that's going to do it this evening for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast from Lee, Darren, Hunter, and myself. Good night, everyone.
That's it for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.